I gotta know because while we were talking, I noticed that you do the same thing. So, are you in the Garmin camp? Is that what that I see on your wrist?
I do have a Garmin, yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Is it a Descent or what? What are you rocking?
Yeah, it's a Garmin Descent.
Nice.
So,
The Mark II or Mark III?
Mark two. Like it
Nice.
was a present from last year, and like it's just nice because like if we're getting super nerdy about like the free diving aspect of it, like now I can go scuba diving and go as like a snorkel person, but then mark the places where the sharks are for future reference. Or like for competitive free diving, it's really good just because you can track your ascent and descent rates, and if you ascend too quickly, it can predispose you to getting narcosis and blacking out. And so like we keep our ascent rates and descent rates low. Or like for example, like you have a bazillion different alarms and the different sounds for the alarms. So like for, at say, 12 meters, I take my first mouthful. At 20 meters, I top up. At 30 meters, I start free fall. And you can have different alarms. Or like the 3 meters below your target depth, then you're like, oh, I need to open my eyes so I can get ready for my, to grab the tag and turn around and come back up again. And so like this has been really useful for that. Like I've looked at, I think like a lot of other people use the sheer water,
Yeah.
but like a lot of the running and biking and climbing and other things that I do, this has been great.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually rock a Garmin Descent G1. It's their solar, um,
Ooh.
which it's a little bit smaller than the Descent. But no, I love the fact that like I have battery life in days. So like right now I have about nine. I charged this last week. I have 9 days of battery life. Like it's great.
What? Okay,
Yeah,
mine doesn't. Oh, because like I'll ride a bicycle and then I'll leave it running and then I look back and my battery's almost dead. But you
yeah.
know,
But no, but I
that's
mean, Garmin's got some great. I love Garmin's ecosystem. I came from the instinct side of things because I climb mountains and stuff, and so when they announced the G1 and it had solar because I had the first gen instinct where it didn't have the solar in it and stuff, and like yeah, I was just like, oh, dude, if they've taken the best platform in my opinion, which is the instinct, and made it into a dive computer where you can do diving, you do mixed task diving. It'll do, I think it supports up to trimix. You can do
mhm,
technical. It does CCR. So if I ever did do rebreather,
mhm,
this would do it. I mean,
mhm.
no, now what I know about CCR, I probably wouldn't rely just on this. I would have like a backup and such. But like, the only thing it doesn't have is air integration for me. So I still have a proper, checking for my pressure on gauges and stuff. But yeah, no, I saw as we were chatting, you were just like, because again, watch person right here, and I'm just like, oh, what's on a wrist? What's on a wrist? Yeah.
Right over there. Yeah. Yeah, no, this has been I've really appreciated it. And I mean, I use them for tracking all of my, remote diving adventures. So water temperature, depth, all of these things. I'm using Garmin for that.
I even love their app. Like that's the thing. Like their diving app is
Mhm,
killer. And
mhm,
I learned about the Garmin diving side of things because, like I said, I was on the instinct side, but the
mhm.
diving side, Jason Heaton, who's is also a diver, he's an author. I had him on the Analog Explorer just recently, and
Okay.
like I learned about the Garmin Descent. I think it was the Mark One back in the day
Mhm,
from him because he mentioned it on Grey NATO and stuff. That like that's his kind of go-to dive computer because much like me, he's hiking, he's traveling, and it's unlike like a Terek or something from Shearwater, like it's a dedicated dive computer, it's a dedicated device which has its pros. But
mhm,
if you're a multi-sport like us, man,
mhm.
it's just another thing that you got to have charged. I don't want to deal with that. Like I want something I can just go from the mountaintop, like literally, like as you know here, I literally went from summiting 6,600 feet on Winchester one weekend, and then the next morning getting up at 5 a.m. to drive to dive the Annapolis. Like that's normal for me, like and people up here. But like I wouldn't want to have two devices to do that. Just have it and go. But uh,
Finding activities that kill multiple birds with one stone, just because, like you said, time is very limited. So
mhm.
like it was it was social life, fitness, source of income, like trying to find different things that do multiple things just so you can minimize on your time, your gear, whatever it is.
Yeah.